There's a kind of man who doesn't need attention to command it. He doesn't chase validation. He doesn't perform. He simply walks into a room and people feel something. Calm, grounded, magnetic energy. That's charisma. And it has nothing to do with being loud, flashy, or charming in the conventional sense. True charisma is a kind of stillness, an alignment between how you move, how you think, and how others feel around you. You've met these men before. The ones who don't seem to try, yet everyone listens when they speak. They smile softly, not to impress, but because they're at peace with themselves. Their presence is not a performance. It's a reflection of inner mastery. And that's what this video is about. Not superficial tricks, not social hacks, but 7 subtle shifts that quietly change how people experience you. They are not external. They begin within. When you practice them, women will notice. Not because you're trying to be charismatic, but because you become charisma itself. Chapter 1. The Micro-Expression Awareness Shift. There's a reason Stoics spoke about awareness as the foundation of all wisdom. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts." Your charisma works the same way. Your face reflects your inner state. But most men walk through life unaware of what their face is saying. They look blank when they listen. They frown without realizing it. They think they're calm, but their body language whispers, "I'm disconnected." True charisma lives in micro-expressions, the subtle, fleeting signals that reveal empathy, warmth, and curiosity. Think about the last time someone listened to you, really listened. They weren't just silent. Their eyes moved with yours. Their eyebrows lifted slightly when you spoke. Their mouth softened when you shared something personal. You felt seen. That's emotional contagion, a psychological phenomenon where our nervous systems mirror the emotions of the people around us. When you express warmth, curiosity, or calm through your micro-expressions, others unconsciously mirror it back. To practice this, don't force fake smiles or exaggerated gestures. Instead, feel genuine interest. When someone speaks, imagine you're watching the most important scene of their story. Let your face naturally respond. A subtle nod, a small smile, a soft exhale. These micro movements transmit emotional safety. And women are biologically wired to sense that safety before words are ever spoken. Charisma is not about speaking better. It's about feeling deeper. When your inner world aligns with your outer expression, you become magnetic without effort. Chapter 2. The Curiosity over Performance Shift. There's a quiet kind of confidence that doesn't need to perform. It doesn't need to fill the silence or impress with stories. It listens, not to respond, but to understand. Most men think charisma is about being interesting. They try to be funny, clever, dominant, always doing. But the truth is, charisma begins when you stop performing and start observing. When you replace the question, "How can I impress them?" with "Who is this person in front of me?" something shifts inside you. Your energy softens. Your presence deepens. You stop radiating anxiety and start radiating curiosity. Women sense this instantly because curiosity feels safe. It says, "I'm not here to prove anything. I'm here to connect." A story. A man sits across from a woman at a small cafe. She's used to being around men who try too hard, the ones who dominate every conversation, the ones whose words are heavy with self-promotion. But this man, he's different. He doesn't rush to talk. He listens, really listens. When she mentions her love for painting, he doesn't just nod and say, "That's nice." He asks, "What do you love about it?" And when she answers, his eyes soften. He looks at her like she's saying something sacred. It's not about the question. It's about energy. He's not seeking validation. He's seeking truth. And that difference, that subtle shift, is the heart of charisma. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "If someone can show me I'm mistaken, I'll gladly change, for truth is what I seek." Curiosity is the pursuit of truth in human form. And when you live with that mindset, when you become genuinely curious about people, emotions, and the moment, you radiate a rare kind of presence. Here's the paradox. When you stop trying to be interesting, you automatically become fascinating because your attention, your full, undivided attention, is one of the rarest gifts in the world. It's a form of modern-day intimacy that most people never experience. So next time you're in a conversation, slow your mind. Listen, not to reply, but to receive. Ask one more question than you normally would. And instead of trying to sound smart, just be deeply there. Charisma doesn't live in the performance. It lives in the presence. Chapter 3, the slow down shift. There's a speed to modern life that kills presence. Fast words, fast scrolling, fast living. But charisma, like wisdom, doesn't exist at high speed. The Stoics spoke about stillness as strength. Seneca once said, "No man was ever wise by chance." Wisdom takes time, and so does charisma. Watch a truly magnetic person speak. They don't rush. Their words land like stones in still water, deliberate, calm, and measured. They understand something most people don't. Silence isn't empty. It's powerful. A story. In a crowded networking event, everyone talks fast, voices overlapping, laughter forced. And then one man, not the tallest, not the richest, begins to speak. Slowly, calmly. The room unconsciously adjusts to his rhythm. People lean in without realizing it. His pauses create anticipation. His calm energy regulates everyone else's. That's charisma. Not noise. Control. When you slow down, you communicate self-trust. You're saying without words, "I'm not in a hurry for your approval." And that is magnetic. Here's the Stoic secret behind this shift. When you slow your words, you slow your mind. And a calm mind radiates authority. Every pause, every breath between sentences is an opportunity to let your energy speak. Next time you tell a story, pause for half a second longer before your main point. Let your audience feel your calm. Charisma isn't about talking more. It's about making silence work for you. So speak slower. Move slower. Even breathe slower. You'll find that people stop interrupting you, not because you demand attention, but because your energy commands it. As Marcus Aurelius said, "Nowhere can man find a quieter or more troubled retreat than in his own soul." And when that inner retreat becomes your energy, others can feel it, and they'll follow it. Chapter 4, the warm assertiveness shift. There's a difference between being liked and being respected. Most men spend their lives chasing the first and wondering why they never earn the second. They confuse niceness for charisma and compliance for connection. But true charisma isn't about pleasing everyone. It's about embodying a balance. Warmth with strength. Warmth makes people comfortable. Strength makes them trust you. When those two energies live in harmony, people feel both safe and impressed. That's the dual energy every Stoic leader carried. Marcus Aurelius ruled an empire, yet his journals revealed tenderness. He wrote about compassion, patience, and humility, but he also spoke of discipline, courage, and unshakable boundaries. That's the balance. Warm, assertive. A story. A man walks into a meeting. Two people are arguing, voices sharp, tension thick. He doesn't raise his voice. He smiles slightly, holds eye contact, and says, "Let's slow down. Everyone here is on the same team." His tone is soft, but his presence is firm. The room exhales. Arguments fade. Because his calm isn't weakness, it's leadership. He didn't dominate anyone, he guided the energy. That's what women, and everyone really, find magnetic. Warm assertiveness is what psychologists call dual warmth power, the ability to be kind without surrendering authority. If you default to being overly nice, practice this. Replace sorry with thank you. Replace I guess with I believe. Replace if that's okay with that works for me. Tiny shifts in language change the entire frequency of your presence. You stop broadcasting insecurity and start radiating composure. Stoic teachings remind us, waste no more time arguing what a good man should be. Be one. Being good doesn't mean being soft. It means being steady. Warmth without backbone invites disrespect. Assertiveness without warmth breeds arrogance. The middle ground, calm authority, is where charisma lives. Next time you interact, lead with empathy, but stay rooted in self-respect. Listen fully, speak clearly, and let people feel both your kindness and your conviction. That combination makes people feel something rare, safety in your strength. Chapter 5. The Purpose Energy Shift. Purpose is the silent electricity that powers charisma. Without it, charm fades. With it, even quiet men become unforgettable. People who live with purpose carry a different vibration. Their eyes are alive. Their posture is open yet firm. They talk with a sense of direction, as if every moment has weight. You don't have to know your entire life plan to have purpose. You only need to be in motion, to be pursuing something that feels meaningful. A Stoic would call it living in accordance with nature, aligning your actions with your values. A story. Two men enter a room. One drifts, half smiling, scrolling his phone, unsure where to stand. The other walks in slowly, with relaxed shoulders, eyes steady. He doesn't say much, but when he does, people listen. Not because of what he says, but because of how he is. The difference? One man is wandering. The other is walking towards something. Purpose creates presence, and presence is what women feel before they even understand it. When you talk about your work, your hobbies, your goals, speak from the spark that lives behind them. Even the smallest pursuit, when spoken with passion, lights you up. That light is contagious. Seneca said, "If a man knows not to which port he sails, no wind is favorable." Charisma needs a destination. So find something, even one small thing worth aiming at. Read about it, build it, talk about it. Let it fill your voice with direction. People are drawn to motion, and purpose is motion with meaning. So even if your life isn't perfect, and whose is, let your actions show that you're becoming something. That's the kind of quiet fire that makes others lean in. Chapter 6. The unshakable calm shift. There's a scene every woman notices. Something goes wrong. A rude comment, a delay, a mistake. Most men react. The charismatic man responds. He pauses, breathes, and stays centered. His calmness becomes a mirror, and others reflect it back. This is one of the rarest forms of power, emotional regulation. In Stoicism, it's called apatheia, not apathy, but freedom from destructive passion. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." A story. A couple sits at dinner. A waiter spills wine across the table. The man laughs lightly, lifts his plate, and says, "No harm done." He wipes the spill calmly, helping the waiter relax. His reaction shifts the entire mood. The woman across from him smiles, not because of what happened, but because of what didn't happen. No anger, no tension, just grace. That's charisma. It's the stillness that steadies chaos. To practice this, when you feel irritation rise, notice your body. Unclench your jaw. Drop your shoulders. Take one conscious breath before you speak. This micropod rewires your nervous system. It turns reaction into response, and response into mastery. Calm men are trusted. They make others feel safe. And that emotional safety, that grounding energy, is magnetic beyond words. Chapter 7. The authenticity with polish. Authenticity isn't about saying everything you think. It's about saying what's real, beautifully. Some men mistake bluntness for honesty. They overshare, over-explain, or use realness as an excuse to lack self-control. But charisma lives in restraint, truth with intention. Stoics valued sincerity, not raw impulsiveness. They spoke their truth with elegance. Epictetus said, "First learn the meaning of what you say, and then speak." A story. A man tells us stories about a failure in his past. He doesn't hide the mistake, he owns it. But he laughs gently with self-awareness. He doesn't seek pity, he offers perspective. Everyone in the room relaxes, because vulnerability, when grounded in confidence, is irresistible. To be authentic with polish, speak truthfully, but not excessively. Use humor, but never self-degrade. Admit flaws, but show you've learned from them. This balance reveals emotional maturity. And maturity is deeply charismatic. Before you speak, ask, is this me being real or me trying to be liked? That 1 second of awareness transforms energy into elegance. Conclusion: the quiet magnetism of inner alignment. Charisma isn't volume. It isn't charm, looks, or perfection. It's alignment, the quiet coherence between thought, word, and presence. When you master these 7 shifts, you no longer chase attention. Attention finds you. Because energy doesn't lie. A man who is curious, calm, purposeful, and grounded creates gravity around him.